In the shadowy depths of Bletchley Park, amidst a labyrinth of rooms filled with clicking machines and hushed voices, a small team of codebreakers was on the verge of something monumental. Led by the enigmatic Alan Turing, these brilliant minds were about to rewrite history. But what they uncovered would change the course of World War II and usher in a new era of technology. This is the incredible story of the Black Knight satellite. It's a tale of cryptography, genius, and bravery that has remained shrouded in secrecy for decades. Join us as we delve into the hidden archives and bring you the inside story of one of the most top-secret missions of World War II. It has a story that will leave you in awe and make you wonder why you've never heard of it before. As the Second World War raged across the globe, the German military was heavily reliant on a code-making machine known as Enigma. Its complex encryption methods were believed to be unbreakable, providing the Germans with a seemingly impenetrable defense against enemy spies and codebreakers. Even the British had to admit defeat against Enigma until Alan Turing entered the picture. Born in 1912, Alan Turing was a mathematician and computer scientist who would go on to become one of the most important figures in the history of technology. However, during World War II, he was just a 30-year-old codebreaker trying to make sense of the Germans' seemingly impenetrable encryption methods. Despite his young age, Turing possessed a brilliant mind that was up to the task of cracking the Enigma code. With his team of fellow codebreakers at Bletchley Park, Turing worked tirelessly to develop a machine that could decipher the Germans' coded messages. Their efforts were not without reason. It was clear that access to such secrets could shorten the war and save countless lives. The stakes couldn't have been higher. The Germans' Enigma machine was capable of generating billions of potential codes, making it incredibly difficult for anyone to decipher their messages. But Turing and his team were determined to find a way. They knew that if they succeeded, they would have a powerful tool in the fight against the Nazis. But if they failed, the consequences could be dire. At first, the project seemed almost impossible. The sheer number of potential codes that the Enigma machine could generate was staggering. But Turing was not deterred. He had a hunch that there was a flaw in the machine somewhere, a weakness that could be exploited to break the code. With this in mind, Turing and his team set to work on developing a machine that could test thousands of possible code combinations in a matter of seconds. They called it the bomb. The bomb was an early computer-like device that used a series of wheels and lights to simulate the Enigma machine. By inputting a suspected code, the machine would quickly check it against the Germans' encrypted message, providing the code breakers with a possible solution in mere seconds. Before the bomb, breaking the Enigma code would have taken months, if not years. But with this new machine, the process was reduced to a matter of minutes. Suddenly, what had seemed like an impossible task was within reach. But there were still challenges to overcome. The bomb machine was a complex piece of equipment that required skilled operators to run it effectively. Plus, the team needed to obtain actual Enigma codes from the Germans to test the machine. It was a delicate operation that required skill, precision, and a bit of luck. In order to obtain the necessary Enigma codes, the British military carried out a series of daring missions behind enemy lines. The objective was to infiltrate German communications centers and retrieve the highly classified encryption keys. These keys were the key to unlocking the Enigma code, and without them, the entire operation was in jeopardy. The missions were fraught with danger, as the slightest slip could result in capture or even death. But the stakes were too high to ignore. If successful, these missions would provide the code breakers with the tools they needed to turn the tide of war. And so a group of brave soldiers, spies and undercover operatives embarked on a series of daring missions behind enemy lines. They faced numerous obstacles and close calls, but ultimately they succeeded in retrieving the crucial Enigma codes. With the mission accomplished, the captured Enigma machines and codes were brought back to Bletchley Park, where Turing and his team got to work on deciphering the messages. Using the captured codes and the newly developed bomb machine, Turing and his team were able to crack the Enigma code and read the Germans' most secret messages. It was a breakthrough that would change the course of World War II. The ability to read German communications gave the Allies a significant advantage on the battlefield. Military operations could now be planned with confidence, knowing that the enemy's plans were being monitored. Lives were saved, battles were won, and the end of the war was brought closer than ever before. Throughout the war, the work of the codebreakers at Bletchley Park remained top secret. The importance of keeping the operation hidden was paramount. If the Germans had discovered that the Allies were reading their messages, they would have changed their encryption methods and rendered all the code-breaking efforts useless. As a result, the work of Turing and his team was shrouded in secrecy, and many of the details didn't come to light until decades later. In the years following World War II, Alan Turing's contributions to the Allied victory were finally recognized. He was awarded a knighthood for his services to the government. But despite his fame, Turing continued to live a quiet life, working in obscurity at Bletchley Park. However, Turing's story took a dark turn when he was arrested in 1952 for homosexual acts, which were illegal at the time. He was given the choice of prison or chemical castration, and sadly, he chose the latter. Just 2 years later, at the age of 41, Turing died after eating a cyanide-laced apple. While the circumstances surrounding his death are unclear, it's widely believed that he took his own life. It was a tragic end for a man who had done so much to help defeat the Nazis and usher in a new era of technology. Despite the tragedy of Turing's death, his contributions to science and mathematics lived on. In the years since then, he's been honored with statues, films, and even a famous quote: "This is only a model of the real world. Why should it obey the laws of physics?" In fact, historians estimate that Turing's work shortened the war by 2 years, a feat that saved countless lives and changed the course of human history. Turing's story is a testament to the power of the human mind and the importance of diversity and inclusion in science and technology. His contributions to the field of computer science are a measure out, and his legacy continues to inspire scientists and mathematicians around the world. As you've just seen, Turing and his team managed to create machines that cracked the enemy's codes, an accomplishment that was instrumental in winning the war. One such machine was the bomb, which was capable of testing thousands of code combinations in a matter of seconds. This was a significant achievement as it allowed the Allies to read German communications and plan their strategies accordingly. The use of these machines led to the capture of many German spies and helped to prevent numerous attacks. Additionally, the ability to read German military codes gave the Allies a significant advantage, shortening the war and saving countless lives. Furthermore, the work of these code breakers remained top secret for many years, with some of the details only being revealed decades later. This secrecy was crucial as it prevented the Germans from discovering that their communications were being intercepted. Had they known, they would have changed their encryption methods, rendering the efforts of the code breakers useless. After the war ended, Alan Turing's contributions were finally recognized and he was awarded a knighthood for his services to the government. However, his story took a tragic turn when he was arrested for homosexuality, which was illegal at the time. He chose chemical castration over prison and died just 2 years later at the age of 41. Despite his untimely death, Turing's contributions to science and technology lived on. Today, he is remembered as one of the pioneers of computer science, and his work continues to inspire scientists and mathematicians around the world. If you've enjoyed this glimpse into the world of one of history's hidden heroes, don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories that shape our world. Thank you for watching.